Max Verstappen, at this point, it's almost better to be further away from him at the start of every race.
Nothing's more dangerous than a Max Verstappen who's like, I don't care, I'll quit. I might be out of the sport if I don't win. Like, he just doesn't care. Right. That was so funny when Lando was like, man, I'm really concerned about Oscar's tires. You know, they look so dead.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just a concerned citizen.
Fernando Alonso, quote, I am the most unlucky driver to ever live.
He is the most unlucky driver. He should have at least 4 chips.
I'm a red flag heavy hitter. I'm a mailman, baby.
What's up, bankers?
Hello, bankers.
How is everybody doing?
Ciao, bankers. It is Italy. It's Italy. It's Imola. It's got a million names. Everyone else is mad about the million names. Everyone just shut up about the million names. Just let the people try to make their money and let them live in peace.
Yeah, and God forbid the track have a little history. It's also named after Dino, his Ferrari's late son, and this and that. I can't believe these haters are making me defend this usually awful track that went out with a bang.
Oh my God! What a race this was! I mean, what a swan song for this legendary track, for this race to be as good as it was. Imola finally, after years of boredom, delivering on many levels today.
Like my mother, it's now like, you'll miss me when I'm dead. We're going to miss her now. We're going to miss this track now.
We're going to miss Imola. Max Verstappen, you know, just doing Max Verstappen things. Lando Norris finishing in second, you know, chaos. Williams here to play. We're covering all that and more. This is the Red Flags, brought to you by BetMGM. Matt, where should we begin?
I think we should begin where I've been beginning this whole time, which is we forgot about Dre. Always forgetting about Dre. I've been saying, like, I don't think he's out of this. He's fucking Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. He's Michael Myers. Everyone's running, tripping over themselves. He's just fucking walking. He's just casually walking, picking off these teenagers, these children.
Yeah.
These children. Here's the thing, he's just perfect. He does everything right. You know, and if you do one thing wrong, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, at this point, it's almost better to be further away from him at the start of every race, because in the last race, Lando qualified ahead of Oscar and then ran into Max Verstappen, the buzzsaw of Max Verstappen. Yeah. And then this race, Oscar qualifies ahead of Lando and Max, runs into the buzzsaw of Max Verstappen. It's almost like it's just best, if you're one of these McLaren boys, to just kind of like sit back and let the other one take Max.
To be the guy in the Waffle House just watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
the meme of the fight, and then there's the dude smoking the blunt being like, like that's, at this point, that's kind of what these McLaren boys need to do.
But it's deeper than that, because they brought upgrades. They brought upgrades this week.
Right.
They didn't. So Lando couldn't catch Max. Lando couldn't do what Oscar did in Miami, which is like, oh, I can just catch him and pass him. Lando couldn't do it because they brought upgrades. That car is faster now. And Max got a faster car. Yuki didn't, which is why he didn't win the race and why his race was ruined. Okay? Give them the same car. That's all I'm saying. Give them the same car. We'll see what happens.
Okay? Fucking
they brought
true, dude.
Upgrades.
And even with those lack of upgrades for Yuki, he still made up 10 places and got a point.
That's the real story of the race, that recovery drive. That's the real story. No, I mean, the car's better. The car's better. I mean, we'll get to it I think we'll get to this later, but everyone was like, oh, they should switch the places. So Lando, I'm like, he's not fucking catching him. I know, Brian, you're the most delusional Lando fan that I'll talk to. Do you really think he was going to catch him if they switched places?
No, but I thought he would have a chance, and when they didn't even give him a chance. But they've made the decision. This is how they're doing it. The same thing happened in Japan. Oscar had the better tires. Lando was ahead. They didn't let Lando by. This is what it's going to be.
And I didn't think Oscar was going to catch him. I was like, you're not catching Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
The time to catch him The time to beat him is in the cradle. You don't let him get ahead of you. You're fucked otherwise. If you want to, he's like Julia Garner. I've said this before. He's like Julia Garner in Ozark. If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to fucking kill me. You remember that thing? That's him. That's him. And Oscar, he got a decent start. Like an idiot, he's worrying about George. Like an idiot. Just let him go. Lazem gain. Let him go. Let George win that race. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what he's like. He's like, I got to worry about. It's a tough way. Oscar's in a tough position if you're thinking rationally and thinking you're dealing with two people behind you. But really, you're dealing with one. You're dealing with one guy.
Yeah.
You're dealing with Max.
But
let George through.
But I also think that Oscar, was maybe resting on his Miami laurels. I think that he had said, someone was saying that before the race, he was saying, I don't need to necessarily worry that much about anyone in the first lap because I think I'll have pace. I think that like the McLarens are they get a little cocky sometimes. They're like,
they're playing prevent. Like, he's a bit like, well, I got the faster car, so why am I risking it? A little bit,
yeah,
for sure. And he's ahead. So what he really didn't want was a Lando situation to have like a little moment in Miami. So he had a mini Lando, which is like, I lose one place, but I'll get him back. Because he's thinking about Lando, he's thinking about George, and he's thinking about Lando, and then Max takes his head off. Is what happens, and it's because it's always been Max. He's like Jon Snow the whole time. You know what I mean, kind of thing. Like it's all these people fighting for the throne, but really it's the bastard that's just kind of sitting there.
O plus N equals Max Verstappen.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think he thought, okay, I've got the better car. I really only have to worry about, I could get Max later. Lando's my ultimate rival. He's thinking about all those things. And I also think, he's proven himself to be great at attacking, but this is like a new thing to be on pole and defend. He's proven that he could take things from Max, but can he defend from Max? Can he watch his ass?
Yeah, I mean, chasing and being chased are two very different things. I think that Oscar, I have faith that he'll kind of like figure that out. But what was shown today is that as great as Oscar has been this year and, continues to be, there are still levels to this shit. And, we did the S tier, we did the tier list.
Oh my God.
And there were all these Piastri fans in the comments being like, how do you not put Piastri at an S? How? It's because the only person that was in the S tier, same was when we did it, was Max. Now, Oscar was an A, or maybe even an A+. He was up there, and like, people were like, he's an S! He's an S! And I'm like, wait. Oscar is great, for sure. Oscar is maybe going to be a generational talent in this biz, but right now, there's one dude sitting at the mountaintop, and his name is Maximilian Verstappen. Yeah. That's his name. And put some respect on it. Having said all of this, I still don't think he's going to win the championship, but he's making this shit fucking interesting. I thank God he's winning these races.
What does Max have to do? Walk on water for you to realize that he is Neo?
Here's the thing. He's won 3 races this year. They've all been like very similar types of tracks. Like you look at the layouts of all those tracks and they look very similar. So I think in all of those tracks, Max will win this year. I think he'll win in Canada. He'll win in the high speed tracks where the deg is potentially not that crazy. That's where he wins. But then you look at a Miami and there's more variance, and the McLarens are just like good across the board, whereas the Red Bulls,
but Lando and Oscar are going to split those. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they'll split those 1 and 2. And then there is George Russell. I hear you. He's going to stick around and he'll be there. I just don't think that he's ultimately going to win this championship.
He's about to pass Lando in the standings right now. And So here's the thing. They brought the upgrades at Imola. All the, Christian's fighting for his job. They brought the upgrades at Imola.
Right.
And there's gonna be a new technical directives about these floppy wings. So we have no idea. This advantage that McLaren has we could have a reverse 2024 where that advantage that McLaren had is gone, kind of like the advantage that Red Bull had, right? Last year. They could just have had a 1/3 advantage. And then it's
McLaren's
gone.
already said that they've kind of gotten rid of their floppy wing shit, that they're already kind of like playing in a different, they're like, we're already not doing that. So we're ready for the change. Listen, right now, Max, when Max has a track where he needs to win, where he can win, Max wins. When there's a track where Max can win, he does win. And he will seemingly continue to do that. What he will run into is just the limits of what he there are certain tracks that he just like, he was never going to win in Miami. As much as he pulled off the miracle in qualifying, was able to hold them off for 20 laps, like he was never winning that race. They won by 30 plus seconds. But there's with tracks like this where it's possible, he's going to win those.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else he's got to do. I think I'm convinced that he's in this shit. I'm convinced that it's that people are sleeping on him, and we've already like anointed one of the two McLaren guys. And I think it's a fucking mistake. I think it's a fucking huge mistake. We did it last year. We did it last year when the Red Bull fell apart. We're like, well, here we go. We anointed Lando. Is it his to lose? We anointed him last year. How many times are we going to step on this fucking brake? How many times are we going to do it? And here's the other thing. McLaren, they sucked at strategy today. How many different ways did they lose this fucking race? Okay,
a bunch.
If we're going to nitpick about Oscar not being an S-tier driver, okay, I'll forgive the Max, like the throat slitting. He might have had some tire trouble today. We'll never know. Because he was complaining. He said he couldn't do the one stop. He said that.
Right. Yeah.
He said that. He said, he said plan A is a bit ambitious. That's what he said.
Yes.
Which is like, you kind of have to read between the lines with a guy like that.
Right.
Him saying that's ambitious is kind of like, I have some my girlfriend has stoic English people in her family. And, when they say like, I'm a bit uncomfortable with this, that means I fucking hate this, right? So when he says plan A is a bit ambitious, it's like I'm scared that my tires might fall off, right? And that's a ding that we had on him year one. Mm-hmm. We'll never know. I think part of the problem was that Leclerc did so well early on, and they thought it was a two-stopper, and they fucking we're like, we'll just put him on the two-stopper because that's what's in right now. They did they did whatever the fashion trend that was hot early in the race. They were like, okay, Ocon's looking really fast, and Leclerc did but then it turns out that the mediums, if you just kind of suffer through them, they really kind of had, so they fucked him that way. He had the slow pit stop. He was in traffic. Then they were like, okay, well, Lando's going to go long. Mm-hmm. We'll split our strategies. Lando will go long for hopefully a safety car. And then they bring him in right before the safety car. Why don't you just stay right behind Max? Do what Max does.
That's
maybe even stay out when he goes in. Your goal hanging for a safety car. That was so fun. And then they had their bacon fucking saved, honestly, by the other safety car.
Yes, they did.
They had their bacon saved and then they let Oscar go around one lap, didn't bring him in, brought him in on the second lap. The fucking safety car ended, and he lost time there. So, I mean, they lost this race like 10 different fucking ways. They didn't. And everyone's like, should they fight? Should they swap? I'm like, they're lucky they're even here, dude. They fucked this up to a fairly well. You want them to play like 40. Oh, it was so stupid to me when they were like, here's what they do. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to let Lando through. Okay, good luck getting that to Oscar. And then then when Lando fails, he's going to give the place back to Oscar. It's like, no, just so then Oscar gets second. That doesn't make any sense. Just let Lando get him, which is what's going to happen because he's on better tires. He's on a better strategy. Don't do this fucking Baku bullshit again.
Yeah.
You're just asking for trouble. Just be happy with the 2-3.
Right.
Delusional. Everyone's delusional. He should try to catch Max. Have you ever seen it happen? Have you ever seen, like, unless they have like Singapore, Miami pace, where like Lando's winning by 900 seconds or Oscar's winning by 9, unless there's a real pace gap, unless Max is really, doing his thing where it's like, these fucking tires suck. Unless he's doing that, you're never fucking catching him.
No,
I've never seen it happen once. I've never seen it happen one time. And everyone's fucking saying, well, they should switch. And then Lando would definitely get him because he's got 8 laps younger. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's crazy to me.
But here's the thing. It's not necessarily that he was like gonna get him, whatever, but it's just like, are we trying to get a win here or not? Like, what are we trying to do?
But it's not worth the headache because he was like, why upset the team for something that would not happen?
Right. That's their calculation, but it does speak a little bit to like, yeah. And then the same thing happened in Japan. Like, well, he's not going to get him, he's not going to get him. So
true.
Why even try? But it's just like, are we playing to win or what? Like what? Like what is the attitude? What is the mindset?
They've been saying. Look, this is what they're saying. They have a lot of team sponsors, and all they really care about, allegedly, is the constructors. And the constructors. They got that in the bag right now. They really do.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about that.
That's
the drive. So are they like? Do they? So actually, by that, but then, yeah. So. They don't really need to catch Max. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, and to some degree, I kind of respect that they're just going to do this across the board, that maybe this is just like, for the rest of the year, this is what we do, this is the policy, and that's the fucking policy. We don't ever, like, push one person ahead when they're clearly, like, on the better tire or whatever. Like, we just don't do that. So that's, like, what they've chosen to do here, which on some level I respect a little bit, but it's just, like, that combined with we're taking the gamble on leaving Lando out, and it wasn't like his pace was like really diminishing, and then they're like, you know what, I think we should bring him in. Just like a vibe. I'm just getting a vibe that we should bring in Lando. Like, you know what, is the vibes right, guys? Yeah, guys, the vibes
I was laughing
right.
so hard when he's pulling out and the fucking safety car, and I'm like, fucking Max.
Well, I'm watching F1 TV. And everyone on F1 TV, Palmer and Coulthard and Jakes are like, why are they doing this? This like makes no sense. Like, he's not losing pace. Like, why would they do this now? And then like right after that, Kimi Antonelli pulling over this, or no, whatever, Ocon, whoever the fuck it was, pulling over the side of the road.
Ridiculous behavior.
Yeah.
And I think he had a slow stop too. I think they just sucked. They just operationally were not good today.
Right.
Not good at all.
Vankas, this episode is brought to you by BetMGM. Come see what's new at BetMGM. Score bigger when you win with boost tokens, odd boost tokens, and more. Even if your bet doesn't hit, we've got you covered with no sweat tokens. Sign up with BetMGM today and you'll have access to countless betting options, including new look, same game parlays, teasers, live bets, and so much more. Take advantage of these offerings and be sure to use the bonus code DADDY when signing up to receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. This is an exciting season. Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, who's going to finish? Who's going to win each race? Where's Yuki Tsunoda going to wind up? You can bet on all this with BetMGM, so do it today. Use the bonus code DADDY when signing up, and again, receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. See you out there, Vegas.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 and over only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Oscar got unlucky, obviously. Lando got lucky, and then unlucky. Like, he got lucky, unlucky, then kind of lucky again.
Well, the whole safety, him getting unlucky was nullified by the
safety car at the end. Yeah,
by the safety car at the end. Then it just kind of brought everything together. That was so funny when Lando was like, Man, I'm really concerned about Oscar's tires. You know, they look so dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a concerned citizen. I don't have any vested interest in this. I'm not asking to switch. I'm just saying his tires look pretty dead. He should be careful
I'm just saying,
out there.
objectively, his tires look bad.
As a friend, I'm just saying as a friend.
Yeah. It's like people are saying that people are saying Oscar Piastri's tires are falling off. Everybody's saying it. I'm not saying it. People are saying.
Many people are saying that they should let Lando through, try to attack Max.
You've never seen crowds saying this so much that gotta let Lando through if you want to have a chance of winning. I mean, lots of people are saying it. That's what people are saying, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unclear what this really, within that dynamic, you know, what this really says going forward. It's kind of a race that was like wrenches were thrown in. I was impressed with Lando's passing, like Lando's pass on Oscar. I kind of was horny for.
Okay.
What?
I'm just trying to temper your expectations, Brian. I can't.
No.
I got too many people in my life. I got too many people in my life that are like boxes of chocolates, and I never know what I'm going to get with them. I'm like, fuck. Am I going to get depressed, Brian, today, or am I going to get hopeful, Brian?
Step in the right direction.
Yeah.
He's still kind of hanging around. He gets an edge. He's, you know, like, okay, like, I'm learning how to do this shit. Okay, maybe I'm like, as long as he's not beefing it, it's like he's sticking around. Like, this is a close. Oscar's at 146, Lando's at 133, Max at 124. There's 22 points surrounding those three boys, and George has fallen down to 99. Unlucky day for Mercedes.
This one was gifted to Lando. Gifted to him.
But you could also say that the Miami was gifted to Oscar. So like we're going like kind of like the two boys when they run into Max Verstappen. But that's the problem. That's what I was saying at the beginning.
That's that's why Max is going to win. That's why Max is going to win.
Right, but he's gifting it to the two people that he has to compete against. So it's not like he's gifting. He's not like he's really fucking over both of them. These are the two guys who are like his real competition this year. And every week it's the two of them and maybe George, sometimes like a lot of times Max, like on the podium.
Yeah, whoever Max doesn't manage to kill that weekend gets the edge over it. So he can't kill both of them at the start. He can only kill one.
Right.
So yeah, no. Oscar was blessed to be starting in fourth. That seems like the safe place. Fourth.
Yes.
I mean, that was some Hannibal Lecter shit from Max today, because he had a bad start. It was George got him. It looks like he's gonna lose a place to George.
Yep.
And he just fucking sent it on both of them, and it was like, oh my god, it was a double. It was almost a double kill.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the best overtakes I've ever seen. That's like a potential Mount Rushmore kind of move for Max.
Right, because he turned a loss of a place.
Especially if you're right and Max does pull this fucking miracle off of winning this season. Like, this will be a race that is looked back on being like, and then that move, turn one in Imola, where he won that race. Because that's where the race was won. Like if Oscar holds that position, Oscar wins that race.
He's gone.
It's over.
Yeah.
He had the clear air. Max had the clear air. You know, like, who knows what would have happened to Max's tires if he had been behind Oscar, you know, like in the dirty air. Who knows what's going on there. Oscar definitely wins that race if he holds his position in the first lap.
Nothing's more dangerous than a Max Verstappen who's like, I don't care. I'll quit. I might be out of the sport if I don't win. Like, he just doesn't care.
Right.
He's playing like full tilt poker right now.
Yeah, and he's got nothing to lose. These other boys
Oscar's like, well, I'm ahead of the championship, and I have to think about Lando Norris, and I have to play sort of a bit prevent defense a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a great performance by Max Verstappen, and I just think that it's why we gave him the S tier, because he's just like, he doesn't make mistakes. Oscar makes little mistakes here and there. Lando makes little and then they're dead. Then they're fucking dead in a ditch. because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's it's the cookie and Squid Game. Just one fucking thing, and he's gonna shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, he's right now alone atop the mountain. He's just like
anybody in the comments that were mad that we didn't give him an S tier, like, what do you have? Like, the thing is, S is like no crumbs left.
Right.
0 crumbs.
Yeah, there's still crumbs being left. As great as Oscar's been this year, crumbs.
He left crumbs in Australia.
Yep.
He's been out-qualified by Lando a couple times, and he left crumbs today.
Yeah.
He's still A.
Yeah, he's still great. But
if Max retires, he might be number 1 draft pick.
Right.
But he's not number 1 draft pick right now.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously all that chaos, but there was so much. This race had so much going on. I mean, no, there was so much else that happened this week. I mean, from the Ferrari horror show of a qualifying to then this, resurgence. Lewis Hamilton after the race was like just so fucking happy.
Lewis is like you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very like, he blows with the wind.
On the Patreon, you were comparing Lando Norris to Danny Rick, and now you're
It's like I right before what Matt's going off of is that right before the podcast I was trying to wake myself up and I went, Lando Norris is going to win the championship. Let's go. Like, I don't really believe that, but what I do think is that today was a step in the right direction for him.
Okay.
Do you disagree with that? I don't think it's a huge step. I don't think it's a giant leap for mankind, but I think it was a step in the right direction.
Did he? Now here's a big question. Did he take a step forward, or did Oscar take a stump? Like, did Oscar step back towards him?
Yeah, well, I'm not counting what shit is in which bag, dude. It's just like,
I just feel the prize is a little bit closer. That it's a little bit closer than it was last week, for sure.
Yeah, I think Oscar. I think today was a little dip in Oscar's probably confidence. Certainly in the cool down room, I've never seen Oscar Piastri look so depressed. In that cool down room, he's sitting there like, and he's there alone. He's sitting there alone, and then right as Max walks in, they're showing Max's overtake on the first lap, and Max saw it and almost didn't want he took a beat because he's like, I don't want to walk in front of the screen you're gonna watch this, watch me overtake you, your fucking your little bitch ass.
Just they're watching the CCTV of the fucking mugging that he did.
Yeah, exactly. And in that cool down room, Lando and Max chatting it up, and Oscar's just sitting there silent, fuming, just pissed. It's a game of inches right now, but it's the inch or two is in Lando's favor today.
Yeah, no. Lewis was like, "Oh my God, I felt so great in the car. The car was amazing." I mean. Yeah. Am I crazy, or did they qualify 11th? 10th?
Yeah, 11th and 12th.
And then they lucked into some good, they had the good strategy.
Yeah.
Lewis had the good strategy. They put him on the oh, you're fucking nowhere. Let's put you on the safety car strategy. And it worked out. Yeah. And because they put Leclerc on the optimal strategy, the one that they thought would be good, it sucked. That's what happened.
Decent. He went from 11th to 6th. So both of them had it was that second safety car kind of nullified some of the bad first safety. All the people that got kind of fucked by that first safety car kind of got bailed out by that second one.
Yeah, but then Leclerc had no tires at the end.
Yeah, then all the people that had that happen, say with Piastri, it was they couldn't go in during that second safety car, but at least it brought that gap closer.
But Piastri didn't have tires. He literally was out of tires.
Right, they were out of tires, yeah.
And Leclerc was just complaining about how bad his tires were, and I always
he's like I don't even think on the restart he was like I don't even think these cars will even restart at this point. I'll probably get in last, guys. Seriously, these cars fucking suck. These tires horrible, terrible car tires.
Yeah, he said, unbelievable. I always get fucked with these virtual safety cars.
Yes. Vankas, I want you to close your eyes and imagine what you'll look like 6 months from now. How's your hair looking? The same? Now picture how your hair would look if you started using Hims. If you are picturing your hair as the same as you were before, you'd be wrong. How about something thicker and fuller? Then you'd be correct. What about 3 to 6 months from now? You could pick up a new hobby and get not that good at it, or you could get Hims and start having thicker and fuller hair. Men, if you're starting to notice your hair thinning and you look in the mirror, you're not alone. Life gets much busier, and it can feel like there's not enough time in the day to do something about it. So try Hims Hair Loss Solutions. You can avoid jumping through a bunch of frustrating hoops and get access to treatment without ever leaving your home. Hims provides you with convenient access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch. Hims makes treating your hair loss simple with doctor-treated options and clinically proven ingredients, including finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow your hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Choose from a personalized, chewable oral spray or serum treatments to find out what works best for you. Start your free online visit at hims.com/redflags. That's HIMS.com/redflags for your personal hair loss treatment options. Once again, hims.com/redflags. Results may vary based on studies of topical, oral, minoxidil, and finasteride prescription products required. An online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Yeah, I mean, the Ferraris are just kind of like, they're all over the place. I mean, you know, they had decent race pace today, but it's like, if they can't figure their quali pace out, then they're going to be crawling up from 9th to 12th every race? Like, this is not a life. It's not a life to live.
You can't live like this.
Can't fucking live like this. I mean, I was saying on the Patreon, we did an instant reaction to qualifying essay for the Patreon. If you want to listen to it, go to patreon.com/TRFpod. But I was like, and I posed this question still. At what point does Charles Leclerc wipe his hands of Ferrari?
Where does he go?
We can see where the cookie crumbles in this next reg set and maybe try to make a strategic move.
Yeah, but Max is going to get first choice. So he would have to he gets second choice at best. He's getting second choice. So if Mercedes is dominant, Max will go there.
Right.
So he could jump to the net. He's just got to hold on to, but I guess at a certain point you're like, well, I know this. It's just not going to be at Ferrari. It's not going to happen.
It just doesn't feel like it's just they don't feel like they're the organization that's really going to like bring this thing home for him. I mean, every week is new chaos. It's up, it's down, it's horrible, and then it's like recovery drive because they're both great, so they can figure out a way to like make good recovery drives, but like they're outpaced by Williams. Williams is out here fighting equal to them, and honestly today, like, Williams got fucking Sainz got unlucky.
Yeah,
Albon honestly had he not gone off the track in that moment, like he could have been on a fucking podium. I said that too.
We said Williams got a podium.
I said Williams podium watch today, and honestly, like, that really could have happened. What did you think? I'm curious because I rewatched it. What did you think of this Leclerc pushing Albon off, having to give the place back, kind of back and forth? Did you think that was a? It was a penalty?
I couldn't tell. I mean, it's so these fucking. I got to be able to tell, like, if he's ahead by a pubic hair at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I watched it back. Then
Leclerc can kill him. Like, that's the rule. If Leclerc is ahead on the inside,
right
at the apex, if he's ahead, then he could literally run him off the road like it's Mad Max, and it's fine. But he's got, as long as he's ahead, and as long as you could deduce, first of all, the apex is a theoretical place.
Right.
It doesn't exist, right? The apex is kind of, it's hypothetical, right? It doesn't.
Depending on your racing line, depending on your racing line, there's many different apexes. I mean, if you have a V-shaped racing line, then your apex is fucking over here. Like, it's
the point is there's no line. where it's like, well, who is ahead on this line? So it's like kind of, I get, and then you have to look at when they're braking, but it's a gray area. Well, I just think that you should just leave the guy you shouldn't be able to just run a guy off the road, even if you are, but those are the rules. So if Leclerc was ahead, which I couldn't really tell, then fuck you, get off the road. Don't try that shit on the outside unless you know you're going to be ahead.
Right.
That's the rule.
Yeah, I watched it back and I was kind of like, I don't think that was a penalty. I watched it back and I was kind of like, I don't really actually. I think it was an ambitious move, and like, yeah, did Leclerc drift a little bit? Sure, but he was like, I was kind of ran himself off the road there a little bit. Not that dissimilar from what happened with Gasly.
Don't pull that shit on Leclerc on a bad day is my thing.
Yeah, he learned that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this Williams, I think this Williams is the real deal, dude. I think this Williams is on the up and up. Now it's 2 races in a row in very different tracks. Very different tracks. Miami and Imola are not built the same, and they've had legitimate pace ahead of the Ferraris, arguably, both times. And had it not been, Sainz was still finished pretty well today. Sainz finished, he finished 8th. So Leclerc, Albon finished 5th, Sainz finished 8th, and he got completely fucked by the strategy. But he was on the top of at Q2. He's number 1.
Yeah, this
Williams is real.
Yeah, this is a project I've always believed in. I just look at James Vowles and I go, that guy is a manager. That guy knows how to inspire people. He's so eloquent and well-spoken and such a good humor, and the way his diet and the way he talks about his macros just really inspired confidence with me. And the way he just digs into the data. But
you know what? Here's the thing, Matt. Vowles' vibe was it was like cringy. We were a little bit like, what's up? What's the deal? But the vibe, he inherited the vibe from one Toto Wolff. But he's been in the game longer than Toto Wolff, and he's worked more intimately and knows more about wheel than Toto Wolff. And he goes to the races, unlike Toto Wolff. Toto Wolff was not at Imola today. He was at his son's graduation, and yes, it's cute, and yes, he's a good father. For sure. But why? You're not at the race. Why aren't you at the...
Well, this is the least bullshit one. It was the elective surgery that I was pissed about.
Yeah,
if he hadn't missed the race for the elective surgery,
right,
I would have forgiven this one. But it's like you've already missed too many races, bro.
And then it's a race. It's Kimmy's home race. He loses. He DNFs. Then the car's nowhere because it was a hot day. And what I guess the deal with this Mercedes is that similar to last year, if the temperatures aren't that hot, they do well. Is what George was saying afterwards. He was like, we're dealing with the same shit. Like today was a hot day. We kind of we chew through our tires when the track is hot. So it's like,
yeah, I know we're gonna get a lot of people. I know we're gonna get a lot of people in the comments that say, "Well, so he's supposed to miss his kid's graduation." I would say there are a lot of graduations missed of people below him. Probably a lot of big events get missed in Formula One.
I'd say a lot of people on the pit crew, people in that whole paddock, I'm sure miss tons of important family events all the time.
Yes, yeah. I think Gunther was talking about how he never saw his family, right? So, anyway. So we shouldn't hold him to a different standard necessarily. And they're not good.
And
they're not good. And they haven't been good. And the thing is, this season's kind of a throwaway season, but they weren't good and they lost Hamilton and it's just, they haven't been good. They have not been good.
Well, George has been great, and Kimmy had pole in Miami. But then there was all this talk, wait till fucking Kimmy does. Wait till Imola. You saw we did Miami. Wait till Imola, dude. You're not even gonna recognize this kid, Imola. He's been there before. But yeah, no, he's still a rookie. He's still a rookie. He's still 18. Let's before we
here's the
anoint
thing.
this kid.
Mercedes is the Mercedes is second. Do we think that that's safe? Let's look at the constructors because we got McLaren is 279. McLaren's gone.
Yeah.
Red Bull. I think if Yuki can just fucking get his shit together, they could. That's doable.
Yep.
But honestly, second is an improvement for them right now.
Let's list the numbers so that people can know where they're at.
So McLaren's at 279, Mercedes at 147, Red Bull's at 131. Ferrari's at 114.
Ferrari's at 114. So that's really, this is the battle here.
The only thing that looks like completely sewn up is Williams' fifth. That's sewn up. That's done. Because they're probably not going to catch Ferrari. And I think Haas is going to go down. Aston Martin, I'm like, how the fuck has Aston Martin... How does Aston Martin have only 14 fucking points? That's
because
crazy.
I am the most unlucky driver to ever live.
Dude, I felt so seen. He finally vocalized what I've been saying about him. He is the most unlucky driver. He should have at least 4 chips. At least 4.
That was so... I couldn't believe he said that.
It was so on the nose.
He said, yeah. He said, yeah, it's going to be torture. It's a wreck. I'm the fucking unluckiest driver in the world. Fernando Alonso quote, dude.
Because it was filled with dramatic radios because we had Leclerc saying, I always get fucked by these VSCs. I love these guys with their narratives. Leclerc's like, I get fucked for being a nice guy.
Yeah.
Albon, it's so unfair. I was unfair.
Yeah.
And then the top of the list, it's going to be torture. I am the most unlucky driver to ever live. It's like they're competing. Like who could chew the scenery more from a performance sense?
Who could be more fucking like European and dramatic? Who could be more fucking honestly? Who could be more Italian? That's what they're all. They're in Italy and they're all being like, who can be the most dramatic Italian on the grid? Also, lest we forget in qualifying, Leclerc's my God.
When I was a kid, I was hit by a very hard pitch and I went down. And my mother, who was apparently a friend was sitting next to my mother. My mother, when I got hit by a pitch and I went down, she said, "Why does this always happen to me?" It takes a very special person to have a real person. You gotta really commit to the persecution complex. So I respect when I see a persecution complex, I respect it. I compliment it. I have to recognize it. And I don't think anybody has a persecution complex quite like Fernando Alonso. And it's well earned. He's lost multiple championships.
Yeah, let's go.
Less than 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, let's go through because I was like, let me look through and let's get through all of Alonso's unlucky, terms.
Go.
So he first off, he doesn't come from money. So from the birth, unlucky.
Hand-built cart. His dad built his cart by hand.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was given to his sister.
Yes.
And it was only because his sister was like, I don't want this, that he took it. He got a hand-me-down cart that was too big for him. Continue.
Yeah. So he like in society gets a bad hand from the start, from the get.
Right.
You could say
no pectoral muscle. No pectoral. He's missing a tit.
He doesn't have a pectoral muscle. That's right.
Yes.
He's missing one of the main muscles that you use your arms with. Okay? Okay, Then he goes to Formula One. He's hot shit. He goes to Renault. He wins the 2 championships. Lucky. Good. He's very talented. He comes in. He kind of knocks Schumacher off. He says, I'm the new fucking hot shit in town.
Yeah.
Moves to McLaren. Smart move. McLaren has the best car in 2007. Gets into McLaren. The McLaren war between him, Lewis, Spygate.
Well, I think you're sleeping on one thing. He goes, I'll go to the best car, and there's a rookie there that I don't have to worry about.
Right. Yes.
The rookie just happens to be Lewis Hamilton.
Unlucky.
Like, what are the so unlucky. What are the chances that the rookie you end up thinking you're going to just be your support driver. You know what he said? He was mad when Ron Dennis hired Lewis. He was upset. He goes, "Don't you want to win the constructors?"
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going to be too shit.
Yep.
He's going to suck too much. No, but he turns out to be the best driver ever.
Yep.
Like, bad luck. Go on. Goes to Renault.
Now in there is in there is his own behavior and his own stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're not focusing on that right now. We're not focusing.
I don't know
on
what you're
that.
talking about.
Okay, yeah, goes back to Renault, has the crash gate, whatever. Goes to Ferrari.
But that team sucked. That was a bad team.
Team sucked. Okay, goes to Ferrari. 2010, he goes into the final race of the season leading. Ferrari pits him to cover off Webber. They failed to account for Vettel, who undercut everyone, wins the race and the championship. Alonso stuck behind Petrov for over 40 laps, can't pass, loses the title by 4 points. That's why DRS is a thing, because Fernando Alonso was stuck behind this fuck for 40 laps and couldn't get by. And they say, you know what? We need to change the entire way that this sport is run, because that was such an unlucky fucking break that Fernando Alonso got. DRS is a thing because Fernando Alonso's unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay. 2012. Another one. Taken out by Grosjean in Spa. He later has a last lap crash in Japan. Loses to Vettel by 3 points.
Yeah.
Then he goes to McLaren.
They're horrible.
Right now, they're leading the championship. Honda engines. They're fucking horrible, dude.
But then Honda engines become the best.
Then Honda engines become amazing.
He calls it GP2 engines, and they hate him now. They hate him. He's now hated by the best engine supplier. So he leaves McLaren right before McLaren gets good. He goes.
Apparently, he had an option to go to Red Bull.
No.
2009 doesn't go. Right before they won 4 titles.
Yeah. Then he goes to Alpine. They're no good.
Yeah.
Leaves Alpine, goes to Aston Martin. Looks like when he leaves, they'll be good. That's what just based on how things are going.
Yes.
By the time he's aged out, the Adrian Newey shit will be hooked up. Everything will be good, and he'll have major FOMO once again.
Right.
It's terrible.
And then so when he gets fucked by a virtual safety car, all of this bubbling inside of him kind of just shoots out of his mouth like a fucking volcano. And it comes to, I'm the most unlucky driver in the world. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, God. All right, guys, we're here to talk about our favorite sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. It's no surprise that facial hair is personal. It grows on your face. We all grow it, shave it, style it differently, and we think that's pretty fucking great. It all makes us more interesting. That's why in this club, we make the razors and you make the rules, baby. That's right. I'm not going to lie. I thought the Dollar Shave Club just made razors, but they do so much more than that. Whether you're going smooth shaven or maintaining a beard, Dollar Shave Club offers shave and grooming products that are always high quality and never, ever overpriced. Let me introduce you to some of their top sellers that we're going to make your grooming routine feel like a spa. First up, we got the Dollar Shave Club Series 6 Blade Razor. This isn't just any razor, okay? It's like a mini vacation for your face. With 6 stainless steel blades and vitamin E infused lubricant strip, the razor delivers the closest, most comfortable shave imaginable. It's so comfy, your skin might want to just take a nap afterwards. Plus, the precision trimmer is perfect for those little detail areas because we know how important those are. Also, they have an amazing series of products that prep your skin for your shave and take care of it after. We got the shave butter. It's the top selling shaving aid. It's true. I use it and it's so much more helpful than when you put all the white, puffy gunk on your face because you're like, am I even getting this stuff? This goes on clear so you can see exactly where you're shaving. But don't take our word for it, Vankas. Try for yourself at Dollar Shave Club. Products are now available everywhere, so you can order them from their website, Amazon, or get them at your favorite retailer near you. Alternatively, you can visit their site right now for 20% off, $20 or more. Get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/red flags and use the promo code red flags to get 20% off, $20 or more. And remember, whenever you shave, welcome to the club. God, what else?
Williams looking good.
Williams looking strong. Alex Albon, let me just, I know that Sainz got the strategy, whatever, but people were just thinking, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. Carlos Sainz going to come in here and kick the shit out of Alex Albon, and that's not happening. I know he outqualified him. I know, but they're close. My whole point was that, that Albon is underrated, especially after Colapinto came in last year and was like, I'm the new hot thing. Everyone was like shitting on Albon. I was like, oh, wait, give him a second. He was the fucking man when they were young kids and they were karting. Let this guy cook for a little bit. And he's been at the team for longer. He was going to have an edge on Sainz this year, and that was proven to be the case this entire year so far.
You know what's making me soaking wet though?
What?
Is like the frustration that Sainz fans feel. So like, but he's out qualifying him. Oh,
right.
Yeah, but the points don't reflect. He's out, but he's doing so. It's like, welcome to fucking what was happening with Leclerc. Okay,
right.
Like the points don't reflect the actual talent. Like,
right.
Albon is being out qualified by Sainz, but he's getting luckier. He's doing this sort of
and he's
savvier strategy.
He's sometimes getting out qualified by Sainz. It's not every fucking week. He's still in there, baby. He's still fucking.
The past couple of weeks he's been.
Sure.
Now that Sainz is on top of the car, Sainz has, I think, been like 3-0 on him. 2-3-0.
I don't think that's true, but I do love.
Well, look, Jenny, look it up, please.
All right, the last 3 weeks, other than the last three races, Sainz has out-qualified him, but it's been close. And then in sprint qualifying, Albon out-qualified Sainz.
Right, but we're not seeing that reflected in the points, is all I'm saying.
Right.
Sainz has, how many points does Sainz have? Let's see. Sainz has, so Albon has 40 points, and Sainz has 11. 11. See, if this was Ferrari, if it was the other way around, Sainz fans would be having a shit fit. They would be like,
right.
Oh my God, Sainz is the greatest driver ever. Look, 40-11. You see the points you have to fucking watch the races. You have to watch the fucking races. This is what Leclerc was doing all the time. All the time Leclerc was getting, like he said, getting screwed by the VSCs, getting screwed by the strategy. Anyway. And still he beat him more years on points. Still he had the overall points tally on him.
I mean, speaking of the Astons, going back to Fernando Alonso and him being unlucky, like this week all of a sudden they come out in that qualifying. I was like, what the hell was going on here?
Yeah.
You guys have pace? What the fuck?
They had quali pace.
They had quality pace.
I don't know if they had the race
honestly,
pace.
I think they had not horrible race pace, but I think they got, as Fernando Alonso said, fucking
screwed.
Fucking unlucky, dude.
Yeah, there was too much going on. I'm like, how the fuck did he end up here? And how did
Yeah. There was a lot.
Too much going on. We covered Verstappen winning, Piastri getting screwed, the Norris, Ferrari. I mean, I think it's about time that we discuss Isack Hadjar. I mean, the guy is consistently.
Yeah. He's having a great.
I mean, I have
year.
to say it. He's looking very Yuki Tsunoda like in that.
He is
in that Visa Cash App RB, just consistently getting points, consistently there. And I mean, Liam is nowhere. He's killing Liam's career right now.
Yeah, it is not a good look there.
And I think
he's the real deal, dude.
Rookie of the year right now. All the hype with Kimi and Behrman and all these guys. Behrman. Okay, it's like if you have a name that isn't common, just like shut up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Behrman.
No, because I have a name that no one could pronounce. So when people don't pronounce it well, I don't get bent out of shape.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Here's the other thing I want to say, Brian.
Yeah.
All these fans that get really upset when their driver is minorly inconvenienced.
Mm-hmm.
I mispronounce his name. People get really upset. Yuki Tsunoda flips off another driver. They get the fans get really, really fucking upset. I don't understand it, Brian, because it's like the parasocial relationship. Because I get it. You want to stick up for your friends. These guys are not your friends.
Right.
Like, Yuki Tsunoda, I never thought I'd make it this far, Brian, but Yuki Tsunoda follows us. He knows who we are.
Right.
He sees us. He goes, hey guys, how's it going? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's not my friend.
Right.
I don't take it that personally.
Right.
Like, even I, who am delusional and obsessed and am actually followed by this guy, would never dream of getting that angry.
Yeah.
When I screamed earlier about giving him the same car, I was kidding. That's a joke.
Right.
Like, I don't actually, to get that angry and, write a mean comment because, my favorite driver was flipped off, or some fucking idiot online says Bierman instead of Behrman. These guys are never going to be friends with you. They're never going to be friends with you. Stop.
They don't care if you live or die.
They don't care if you live or die.
I know they're cute, but they don't give a fuck about you.
They don't care about you.
Yeah, and also as if Colapinto wouldn't do some shit like that to someone else. I'm like, it's a Colapinto move.
And if he did that, they would have loved it. They would have been big balls from Colapinto.
Yeah.
They would have loved it. It's so fucked up. Up.
I mean, he,
By the way, I'm not equating the Behrman behavior to the Colapinto fans' behavior, but
Sure.
But it's just there's a parasocialness to the outrage.
Yes.
Like when someone insults me and you have to come in off the top rope. We're actually friends.
Right.
Don't talk about my friend that way. I'll kill you.
Right. Yeah.
It's different.
I will say, Colapinto came in. He came in hot. He's come in cocky. He's came in with that Colapinto swag that we know and love, that we loved last year when he was, say it with me, performing and beating Albon on track. And I really like Colapinto, but for him to kind of come in and immediately shunt in qualifying like that,
was rough.
It's tough. He's got 5 races, and he's and he was kind of it's so funny. I do love him because he's just kind of yeah, I'm not really worried about it. Not worried about it. 5 races, yeah, man. We know what I can do. We know what I got.
The results speak for themselves.
And then it's just a cloud of dust, and we're like, what the fuck just happened? And Colapinto fucking in the wall.
I think he does have a lot of pressure on him. I think
he definitely does.
He's got 5 races. He's got the weight of a country on him.
Yeah.
And a lot of sponsorship dollars, a lot of eyes on him.
Yep.
He's feeling a lot of pressure.
Totally.
I mean, he's doing a great job. And I'm not saying, I'm saying that is, I'm not faulting him for feeling that pressure. That's human. It's real pressure. He's got 5 races. I was saying about Doohan. He had 5, Doohan had a limited amount of time, an inhuman amount of pressure.
Yeah.
And he's got the added, at least Doohan, there was Oscar Piastri to absorb. There's other Australians in the sport. He's not the one guy that everyone's tuned in on. So in many ways, I think there's more pressure on Colapinto.
No, he's definitely got pressure, but I don't know if that him throwing it in the wall was necessarily because he's feeling the pressure. I don't know if that's what that is. Last year, at the end of the year, he didn't really have that much pressure on him. If anything, he had pressure on him right at the start, and he kind of came in, was keeping it, and then
there was no pressure at the start. That was the thing about the start, is nobody knew who he was. Nobody expected anything of. He was, if you look at the F2 standings, he was nowhere. He was 5th, 6th, all the hype was on, Behrman, Antonelli, Bortoletto, Aaron even. Those were the studs. He was the next. He was not he was not big up like that. He just happened to be the next guy up at Williams. Nobody expected anything of him, and he did great. Then when people say, "Oh my God, this guy's the next fucking Ayrton Senna,"
Yeah.
oh my God,
Right,
is he going to get
right.
the next Red Bull seat?
Right.
Remember when that was happening?
Yeah.
That's when he started crashing, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And now he's got these 5. He's got 5 races. He's got the weight of this country. He's got all these sponsors. And what it really should have been was, don't crash. Just learn the fucking car. But the problem is when you have 5 races, you don't feel like you got all. You feel like you got to make an impression. And guess what? He made an impression, not the right one.
Yeah, not a great one.
So it's tough. So he's in a really tough spot. And I don't think. He's being blasé, but I think he is feeling pressure. He must.
Right.
He's a human being. He must.
Totally. Let's go into our awards. Let's start with Daddy of the Day.
Daddy of the Day.
I think it's got to be Max Verstappen.
Oh, right, because he's a biological father now?
He's a man amongst boys is what's happening.
Yeah.
He's a man amongst boys. And he is week in, week out putting these boys on his lap and giving them a little spanking. Hottest moment of the day.
It's the pass, dude.
It's that pass.
It's that fucking pass.
Yeah. There were a bunch of kind of like fun passes though. I will say like Piastri after being fucked by the strategy and then like just killing, just making his way.
That was
just,
awesome.
Fucking headshot.
But I was
You're
depressed.
dead.
I was so depressed at that. I'm like,
When he passed Yuki, dude.
Oh, that was amazing. Like, Yuki, defend with your life. And then there's like, oh, Yuki has a wobble. And he's like, and he's through. And I'm like, God damn it. You can't even. I was like, Yuki, you can't even fucking do this. Jesus Christ. Christ.
I know.
What is Nicole Piastri feeling in this moment?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like immediately thinking about Nicole. When they told Yuki, they were like, that's Piastri behind you, Yuki. You know what to do. I was like, this is a nightmare for Nicole Piastri.
Listen, I know that Oscar is Nicole's son.
Yeah.
But Oscar's got a long-term contract. He's good. He secured the bag.
Yes.
Her grandchildren on Oscar's side will never have to work again. Her grandchildren on Yuki's side, different story.
Yeah. Karen of the day.
There's so many candidates.
Alonso's I have the worst luck, obviously. That's in there.
That's the Marguerite Ellis outfit of the day right there.
Yeah. Lando being like, I'm not saying it's suspicious behavior. I'm just saying that the tires don't look great. I'm not saying you do with that information what you will.
I'm worried. I'm concerned. That's why I called the police, because I was concerned about his well-being. Concerned.
Right.
It's why I called the cops on Oscar Piastri, because his car looked dangerous.
Yes. That's in there. Leclerc, why does this always have to happen to me? The VSCs every time.
And then he was just like, I'm not being pessimistic, but I'm going to be out of the points. I'll be out of the points.
Yeah.
I won't even.
That was more,
he was like,
that was more self-defeating and self-effacing as opposed to the others.
Yeah, Lando fans, this is where you're going to be living pretty soon, I think. That's the future for you guys, is like just the fetishization of the
why does this always have to happen to me?
Why does it always happen to me? That's how you enjoy Leclerc.
Yeah.
The suffering.
I do think that it's got to be Leclerc Lando ratting on Oscar's tires, because he was everyone else was like, why me, and this one was like, no, that over there. It was actually right there. It was him. Or also when George in the beginning was like, what is Oscar doing? What's he doing, man? I was like,
it's like, I'm sorry, he was being tag teamed by the two of you, and he just didn't handle it perfectly. Like, crazy.
Yeah. Radio of the day.
It's got to be Fernando Alonso, right?
It's got to be Alonso.
Yeah.
Of course. And then, all right, red flag of the day.
McLaren blowing this race nine different ways.
Yeah. Leaving Lando out too long. Sorry, not leaving Lando out long enough. Bringing Oscar in too
early. Yeah. The slow
honestly,
pit
like
stops.
not using the mediums in qualifying.
Yeah, but then do you not have mediums then?
I think you still have one. You still
Okay.
have it's like you're going medium hard in the race or medium hard. That's what they ultimately did. Like almost everyone.
Right.
Also, there was that whole like, I know that the car was like a little bit further up, but like one time they stop in basically the same point, and like one time it's a full safety car, the other time it's a VSC. It's like he was like 50 meters up the road. Felt a little bit like, why do we need the crane now when we didn't need the crane 2 seconds ago?
The FIA works in mysterious ways.
Well, now they're allowed to curse, Matt. They're allowed to curse in non-controlled environments. They're allowed to curse when they're in their car, which is, thank God, because there was a lot of cursing on the radio today, which was beautiful to hear.
Yes.
And the fines are lower than they used to be because Mohammed Ben Salam loves to start fires and then put them out himself and say, like, aren't I awesome? Aren't I a great fucking guy?
When he's not lurking by the scale.
That's right.
And he's not lurking by the scale and just kind of like a bad extra. He's just like a bad extra. You know when you watch TV and you're like, that's a bad extra right there? What is that extra doing?
Right.
Why isn't the extra? Because there's a great story about David Fincher in Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Like there's like a beautiful shot. Everything's executed perfectly. And it's like a oneer where they're going down on a tracking shot. Everything's like intricate. And David Fincher like freaks out because like one extra in the corner isn't like, is it walking with purpose? Is it like, he's like, what the fuck? Like Ben Affleck was like, I thought that was pretty good. It's like, no, look at the extra because the extra didn't have purpose because extras are not real people, right? They're just being told to walk. Right. And then he saw a makeup person fly in and like brush up whatever her name is. Right. And then Emily Ratajkowski in that movie, by the way, friend of the pod. And then when the makeup woman came in, David Fincher was like, that's how you fucking walk. Because she had a purpose. She had business. Yeah. He has no business. He's just like, I want to be seen. That's his objective, which is not a real objective.
Right.
Everybody else has a job there.
Wow.
That's why he's so awkward, because he's like, I'm standing over here now. And now I'm standing over there. Everybody else is like, I got to weigh this guy. I got to get him his hat. Here's your watch. I got to congratulate him.
Right.
You know?
No, I saw a play. I saw a musical last night. I saw Titanic off Broadway.
Yes.
And my friend knew the girl who was playing, God, what's her name?
Rose.
No. The Celine Dion. Yes, right. In Titanic, it's the music. She narrates it. She's like the MC of Titanic. And so my friend knew the girl was playing Celine Dion. She was great. And then afterwards, there were like friends and family that were there, and she was like going over and saying hi. And then there were like two people that just like were like waiting there, like wanting her to sign shit.
Yes.
And they're just like there, like with their program, like ready to, just like fans, like, wanting a picture. And I was like, that's Mohammed Ben Salam right there. I'm like, he's there, like, with his program. Like, please take a picture with me, please.
You know what's interesting is like a lot of fans, because they want the drivers to be their friends, a lot of fans will defend them.
Right.
And, stick up for them in potentially toxic ways. But then there's this other kind of fan who decides that he's going to neg and control them.
Right.
That's the sad thing, is he actually wants to be friends with all the. It's like Michael Scott on The Worst Way. Right. It's like he's their boss, but he wants to be their friend, and like you can't have power.
Like, guys, you can curse in the car now. Hey, up top, come on, give me some skin.
It's like you want them to like you and respect you, and you get neither, dude. You're gonna get fucking neither.
Yeah. Carlos Sainz Sr. for FIA president. Okay. Monaco. Next week. What do you think is going to happen in the municipality? Oh, we got to fuck, marry, kill the podium. Fuck that. Fuck Monaco. Fuck, marry, kill. Max, Lando, Oscar.
Max, Lando, Oscar. I think I'm going to try to kill Max and then just have him take the knife and kill me.
You can try to kill Max. It won't
I'm going
work.
to try to kill Max and then it's just going to end horribly.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to marry Oscar and fuck Lando.
Love it. I'm going to marry Max. Guy brings home the fucking bacon. And he's dad now. We're going to have a beautiful family. I'm going to fuck Oscar. Yeah, I'll kill Lando. I can never kill Oscar. You know?
Yeah, you can't, you know.
'Cause
He's family.
We're friends with his mother. All right. Monaco. Next week. Give me some predictions.
I think we're noticing that, like, on these, like, I know Oscar got pole, but I think on these tracks where it's like driver, like heavy driver, no margin for error. I think Max is going to get pole. I think Max is going to win. And then pick your McLaren for 2-3, you know.
Sure.
I'll say Max, Oscar, Lando. That's what I'll say.
I think that Charles Leclerc might pull off another miracle.
Even though they can't seem to qualify.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this track does not speak to Monaco. I think that they were like horrible on this track, but this is like high-speed corners, a very different type of track to the other. Apparently it might be wet. Apparently there might be some rain, in which case I could see Max being the guy. I think if it's going to be one of the McLarens, I think it's going to be Oscar. Oscar was looking really strong there last year.
Did he out-qualify Lando in Monaco? Was that one of the 3 or 4 that he did?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think Oscar's maybe also better at the sort of big ball circuits.
Yeah, Leclerc was in first, Piastri was in second, Sainz was in third, Norris was in fourth.
Interesting. So yeah, then I say Max.
Verstappen was in sixth. I'm not sure about. I don't know. I think this Red Bull car fucks on high speed tracks. I mean, unless they can really figure out the setup.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I mean, he might. It's Max, so he can pull off miracles, but as of right now, it doesn't look like that car.
So you think it's Leclerc, Oscar, Lando?
I think if I had to put money on it, I would say that I would give it to Piastri.
Okay. Piastri, what?
Piastri maybe someone else than Norris. Maybe Leclerc, maybe Max. Maybe Russell if it's cold.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I predict anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you know. I remember the couple. The main one that I remember is that Alex Albon's going to beat Carlos Sainz this year. That's what I remember.
Yeah, and I laughed.
I could see honestly, I could see one of the Williams being. I could see Sainz or Albon potentially hooking it up there.
That's definitely possible.
Well,
how does Alpine have 7 points?
I think like that first couple races, you know, Gasly was able to pull off some miracles. The reality is that Gasly's could have had points today, but he ran himself off track.
There's always something that happens with him.
Yeah.
Between him getting run off track, having an incident, crashing with Tsunoda,
yeah,
or some Alpine strategy fuck up. Their car is not that bad, it feels
right.
like.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well, we'll discuss more of this and Monaco predictions with Gunter on Wednesday. Vanka Hours coming out then. Remember to subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And before we go, of course, we got to thank our daddies of the pod who we could not do this without. If you want to become a daddy of the pod, you go to patreon.com/trfpod. We always do a quali instant reaction. So if you want more of the red flags, go over there. So we got to thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla Harlow, Kimberly Whalen, Alonso of My Face 69, Donya Dana, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Kat, Future Dr. Dion, Steph Grossi, JB Fresh, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hull is my F1 daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Science Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell's evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish I was Max and Danny's love child, Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis Alexander, The Real Total Wolf, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eve the Y, Aaron Fiber, Devin, a.k.a. the future Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Fraser, Yuki Sonoda's other mother. Jenny is the reason I am a daddy. Megan, Aaron, Pineapple the Y, Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary, Carolina, my name is AJ, and fuck the HOA. K-Man can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey, Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Zhuzh, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown, Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Colapinto is a fraud. Whoa! Aaron, Shawhead, Jeans Rockstar, Chohoon, Shake and Bake, How to Lick My Balls, Stay Fierce, Charles Leclerc, Truth Bringer. And our honorary daddy of the pod this week, every week, Nicole Piastri. Her son was sad today. I hope he gives his mother a call. If you want to become a daddy of the pod, go to patreon.com/TRFpod and become our benefactor today. Until next week, Vankas, we love you.
Goodbye, Vankas.